Hello everybody on YouTube, it's Michael here again, and this video is going to be the fourth and final part of the tutorial of the Yamaha PSR-SX920 keyboard. Thank you very much for watching and hope you enjoy. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to show you on the fourth and final part of the Yamaha PSR-SX920 keyboard, and that is MIDI song recording. So I will show that to you. So MIDI song recording, we just simply go to menu, go to menu 2, and we are going to select song recording. And now we have two options, hopefully you can see on the screen. We have two options. We have here quick recording and multi-recording. So first of all, with this example, I am going to show you quick recording. But before I do that, I'm just going to select a style so that I can record a song. So let's just take this one for example, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through one of the onboard one-touch settings. Go to add the fill-in on variation D. We'll go back to this. And now we are ready to do our recording. So I'm just going to do quick recording for the first example of MIDI recording. Now notice it says here record. It's currently in record mode. So it says on the screen here, touch, play, pause, or play the keyboard to start recording. So what I'm going to do is just simply play the keyboard and it will start to record. So here we go. And we simply just press stop once we finish our recording. And now we can play back that song. Okay, we shall stop that. Once you're happy with what you recorded, this is just a quick MIDI recording. We also have the metronome here. If you was to play something like some drums, for example, if you want to keep in time. Okay, so once you're happy with everything, we simply tap save, save here. And for the MIDI, I'm just going to give it a name. And it's a MIDI quick recording. So let's just give it a name real quick. So for this example, for the MIDI quick recording, I'll just give it a simple name. I've just called it quick MIDI example because it's just a quick recording. And then once you're happy with that, tap OK. And there we go. And that is our MIDI quick recording saved. Now we shall we should get out of that now. We're going to go out of that. And this time I am going to show you multi-recording. So we just tap multi-recording. And here we go. We have this here onboard 16-track sequencer. And now we're not going to do a style for this. we will do in the next example of multi-recording. What I'm going to do is that, oh, why is it set to quick MIDI example? Let me just see here. I want a new song, you see. I don't want any of that. One moment. Multi-recording, quick mid, but we don't want that, do we? So, yeah, we don't want that. So, oh, there we go. There's this icon here. Yeah, sorry, it completely slipped my mind, but there's this icon here that says new. We just tap it, and there we go. All the instruments change. They're all piano now, because we are going to start creating a new song. So, for this example, the first example of the MIDI multi-recording, I am not going to use a style. I am going to just build up the track sequencer, although you can have a maximum of 16, but I'll do something like, I'll record 5 different tracks for this example, although you can go up to 16 tracks because of the keyboard's onboard 16-track sequencer. Okay, so we select the track that we want to record. So for example, we just select this one. It's now currently in record mode, and we are going to set our tempo. And we also have here a metronome, so we can keep in time. But we can also quantize our tracks as well, which I will show you after the first recording. So here's this icon here. It says right one. We select it. We can choose from right 1, left, right 2, right 3, multipad 1 to 4, and so on. But what I'm going to do in this example, just to make it simple, just select a voice for right 1. But you can do, as I showed you, right 1, left, right 2, 3, and so on. Oh, just cancel that. There we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select a sound for the first. Let's see here. Maybe this pop drum kit. Yeah, we'll just take that take that sound, for instance. Okay. Oops. But something I didn't realise. I currently started playing and it recorded itself, which I didn't want, but that's okay. Okay. So now the record is set to record mode. So you can either press play pause or just start playing the keyboard to start recording. Okay. Now the keyboard waits for us to play. Okay, now the keyboard, this is our, I know it's not in perfect time. Yep, not perfect timing. Oh, and I made that mistake. I'll go back to, okay, so the last bit was a mistake. Okay, so we're going to quantize that. Select. Yeah, we're going to select that and press execute. And now my first recording has been quantized and should be in perfect timing. Yep, that's perfect timing. And that's our first track recorded. And now I know I made a mistake at the end, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to step edit and I'm going to correct that mistake. So these are all the notes that we played. Okay, I didn't mean to do those two. One of them was meant to be a crash cymbal. And that note shouldn't be there, so I'm going to delete. There we go. So now we go back out of step edit. We should get the crash cymbal at the end, because I pressed the wrong note by mistake at the end. That's better. Now it sounds like that. Okay, now moving on. We are now going to do our next track, which is of course track 2. So we're going to press record. Actually, we're not going to press record yet. What we're going to do is go in. Oh, yep, right one. Yep, select right one. Yep, right one. We don't want to go record yet, because I do need to find a sound. And this time I'm just going to go for a bass. Yeah, I've this. Okay, we have selected our sound, so we're going to hold down record. Oh, sorry, don't need to hold record, so my mistake on that. Okay, now the keyboard waits for us to play. So here we go. Oh, let's do that again. Oh, sorry, my bad. Let's just do that again. 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's not what I wanted, but let's just do that again. Let's see here. Okay, that'll do. And now we are going to quantize that. So now we play it back. I know that there's been a few wrong notes there. Let's just go back to step edit. Oh, not that one. We select this one. Oh no, we don't want to record. Let's hope that doesn't change anything. No, what I want to do is step edit that one. Channel 1, we go to channel 2. So that's weird. Didn't hear any wrong notes on the step edit. You know what? We're just going to leave as is. And now we are going to record track number 3. So we are going to select a sound. Let's say like a steel guitar. Okay, we'll take that sound for example, and we are going to select record track 3. And now the keyboard waits for us to play. Okay, so that's our third track recorded. We are going to go ahead and quantize that so that's in perfect time with the others. So now, so far, our track sounds like this. Okay, we're going to do a couple more examples of this multi-track MIDI recording. Okay, this time I'm going to do track number 4. I'm going to select a sound, we just find one. So let's just take organ. Oh, no, let's get out of quantize. There we go. Okay. Now the keyboard waits for us to play. And since we didn't do much with the organ, we won't bother quantizing it. Okay, so for one more track we were going to add. So maybe we should, let's think here. What sound shall we use? Maybe this time do an electric guitar. So select, let's see here. Yep, that'll do nicely. Okay, so we're going to do the 5th and final track. Even though you can do a maximum of 16, I'm just doing 5 tracks for this example. And now the keyboard waits for us to play. And then we just press stop and we will quantize that. Oh, hang on. Looks like I didn't record it. Okay. Oh, okay. It's set to multipad 1. That's why. Silly me. There we go. Just put it onto the right one. We'll just do it again. That's not a problem. Okay, so that should have done the job now. So that's, oh, and we better quantize that as well. Yep, execute, then we get out of quantize. Okay, so that's our MIDI multi-recording, making a complete track from scratch. I've used 5 tracks out of 16. So now our song should sound like this. Okay, so once you're happy with everything, we just go to save and go to save here. I'm going to give it a name. This time we're going to call it multi-MIDI example. So that's our first example of the multi-MIDI example, or multi-MIDI recording. Okay, so for the last example of MIDI recording, I'm going to tap new again. So now we have a new song. But this time I am going to be using a style backing. So first of all, we're just going to select a style. Let's have a look. Which one shall I choose? Bear with me whilst I think of a style. Oh, not that one. Hang on, let me just... Maybe something like that. Just a simple dance style. We'll select that, that's fine. So... And we're going to use one of the style's one-touch settings. And as you can see, it's already got right 1, right 2 and right 3 recorded. And now, if you want to record everything, like the styles, all the sounds, multipads, and so on, we just press record and notice everything, all of the tracks are set to record. So we got right 1 for the first track, left on track 2, right 2 and right 3, track 3 and 4, multipad 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the last 8 channels is the style backings. Okay, so I'm not going to do everything. I'm not going to like do multipads or do a left for the left hand side. I'm just going to record what I've got of the style and right 1, right 2 and right 3. And we can also add extra things to it as well, which I will show. Okay, so here we go. So just something quick and simple, and then we just press stop. And we don't really need to quantize it because the style backing, it's basically, yes. Okay, now we just play that back. Okay, so hopefully you can see on the screen, but notice the icons with the pianos. There's a piano there. And those are the tracks that were not recorded. So I've recorded all but 5. But that's okay, because we can start sort of like adding bits onto it. So I'm going to do a couple of examples of that. So I've done the main bit, and now I can add some extra backings. So let's just take, let's just take off all those sounds so that all that's left is right 1. Okay, and then we are going to select some sounds. So bear with me whilst I select a sound. Okay, I'm happy with that one. So, okay, and then we just go on here. We're going to select right 1, press record, and now the keyboard waits for us to play. It's currently in record mode, but what I'm going to do is press the play pause button. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that's our extra bit recorded. Okay, I'm going to do one more example. So I'm going to select track 5 this time. I'm going to select a different sound. Let's see here. Which sound shall we select? Maybe do a pad sound. Not that. That's not a pad sound. Okay, that'll do. I know it's not necessary, but it's just an example that you can add more and more tracks. Okay, it's currently set to multi-pad 1. We just select it as right 1 and we just press OK. It's now currently in record mode. So now the keyboard waits for us to play. But again, for this example, I'm going to select the play pause button. Okay, so now our track should sound like this. So including the styles and the sounds, as you can hopefully you can see, 13 out of 16 tracks recorded. Okay, so once you're happy with everything, this time we're going to go to save, save here. Let's see here, This time we're going to call this one multi-MIDI. MIDI, oops, I misspelled it. Multi-MIDI, example 2. Okay. And there we go. That's our MIDI songs done. So I've done a quick record, multi-record, you know, making a track completely from scratch, and finally MIDI multi-record using a style backing. So let's just get out of the record mode and let's go to my MIDI. There we go. So multi-MIDI example. So yeah, where's the other one? I know you can see multi-record example MIDI here, but don't worry about that because that was at the time when I did it on my SX900. But what I've done today is multi-MIDI example 2, example 1, and quick MIDI example. Don't worry about all the others because I've done those when I had the SX900. And now, just like I told you on when it comes to the mixer, so I will show it to you with the mixer. So let's just go to this one, the first example. And now if we go to mixer / equalizer, and this time we're going to select song. Okay, it's something I didn't show on my previous video because I wasn't doing like song recordings or anything like that on my previous video. But I will show you now for this example. Okay, so with the mixer, for the song, we can alter the volume for each part. And we can also change it, the pan pot, so center left, center right. So let's just do this one for example. This so. So notice when I put it left, the sound will come from the left speaker and right hand side of the right hand speaker. Let's see, song 8. We don't have to worry about that much. The song 9 to 16, don't have to worry so much about that. And then we have, okay, so with the songs, we can change the chorus as well. We have the chorus. Notice that's changed. And we can also change, yeah, so we can change the chorus and reverb depth as well. So I won't go through too much detail, but you can change the chorus and reverb depth of each channel part. And then when it comes to effect, okay, so this is where this comes in. Again, just like I showed you on my previous video, we have insertion effect, also applies to the songs. So we're just going to go to assign, insertion effect. So let's say here, so let's just do like the, so yeah, there are, how many are there? There are altogether 13 insertion effect, and a lot of them can apply to the song channels. Okay, so for this example, I'm just going to do song channel 1. I know it's the drums, but it's just an example that each channel part can be affected. So this is what the drums should sound like now that I've changed it. Or maybe some distortion. Although you can't really hear that much on that. So let's just change our channel part. So maybe try channel 3, which is the acoustic guitar. Again, I can't really hear that, so let's just do channel 5, which is of course the electric guitar. Okay. We've got a flanger effect. So we've got a flanger effect on that. Maybe we want to add something else to the same channel. So let's see here. Yeah, maybe distortion. Okay, let's just put those back to... But that's just the example of the multi-track record. And actually, you know what? I'm just going to leave it as is to avoid confusion. But that's the insertion effect. Just like I showed on my previous video, also applies to the songs as well. And then we have like filters like resonance and cutoff. I'm going to do the drums. So, notice that the drums change because of the resonance and cutoff. That also applies to the other channels as well. So that's all there is to it with the mixer in terms of the songs. Just as I showed you before, but this time I can give you a more precise when it comes to song recording and using the mixer to alter these stuff like the resonance and cutoff, reverb and chorus and insertion effects, etc. And now we go back to the channel part on and off. And notice on song, this is where we can turn parts on and off as well. And this is also where we can revoice them as well. I'm pressing that every now and then, so it like resets the song. And also, just like the styles that I showed you on my first video, this is where you can have access to GM and XG and GM2. and GS. I'm not sure what that is, but I think it's to do with song playback. Okay, so that's the channel parts for the songs on and off, where you can turn channel parts on and off, and you can revoice those parts as well. So let's just put that back to its default. So there you go. And that is MIDI song recording. So with this here menu, song recording, so we have quick recording and multi-recording. Quick recording is when you want to just do a simple one-line recording with no added bits, like extra parts or anything like that. It's just a simple recording, play what you want and then save it. Multi-record is where you have the onboard 16-track sequencer, so that you can make a complete track from scratch, or you can use the style backends and add extra parts as well, as I have showed you on here. And that is MIDI song recording. Okay, so now the next thing that I'm going to show you, and it's exactly just like MIDI recording, but this time I'll be showing you audio recording. So we just simply go to menu. Well, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to panel reset the keyboard. There we go. Don't worry, everything I've done previously have been saved, so I haven't lost anything. Okay, so menu. Oh, menu 2. We go to song recording, but this time we are going to go to audio recording. Now notice that on the audio, we only have one option. We only have quick recording. There's no multi-recording. See, with the mid-range keyboards, with the audio, you only have quick recording option. You don't have multi-record. You do have multi-record with audio on the Genos keyboards, just not on the SX920. Also on the SX900 as well, you didn't have audio, multi-recording. Okay, so this is going to be a quick and simple process. We just go to audio. We just tap quick recording because that's the only option we have for audio. Okay, so touch play pause to start recording. Oh yes, because audio is not like MIDI. Like, it doesn't record as soon as you play the keyboard. You have to press play pause to start recording, because it's not a MIDI recording. Okay, so we are going to select a style. It doesn't matter which one, just anyone will do. So let's see here. Maybe do something like, just bear with me whilst I select a style. Like let's take 90s guitar pop, for example. And I'm going to use one of the styles on board One Touch settings. Sorry. Yeah, any sound would do. I'm just doing a example of the audio. Okay, so we just get ourselves set up. Okay, and now we just simply touch play pause to start recording, because with audio the keyboard doesn't start recording as soon as you play the keys. Okay, so we just simply press play pause and it will start recording. And then we press stop to stop recording. And now we should be able to play that back. we just press stop. And that's all there is to it with the audio quick recording. Once you're happy with everything, save to user. Okay, we go to menu, audio recording format, style. Yep, storage priority, user. So we should be able to save that onto user. So we get out of that. There we go to audio. And there we go. It's automatically saved onto user. I am going to give it a name. Okay, so it's just a simple record. I am going to do another example of audio recording. So this time I'm not going to select a style. Go to song recording, quick recording, and there you go. Audio full. So it automatically creates a new audio file when I press it. Okay, so we're just going to select a sound. It don't really matter which one. So let's just say drums. And now we have metronome. We're going to make it faster. Now, we can't quantize audio recordings because it's not powered by MIDI. It's just audio. But the metronome will help us. So we just press play pause to start recording. So, okay. Now, hopefully the metronome won't sound when I press play pause. Hopefully that'll be silent. Oh, sorry. There we go. Now the keyboard wait. No, it doesn't wait for us. We're recording right now. Sorry. Let's do that again. Silly me. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. We press stop and press that. Now we can play that back. Ah, yes, the metronome doesn't play back with the audio, which is good. And then we just get out of there. It's already saved, thankfully. And then we go to rename. Okay. So here's our first example. And here's our second audio example. And there you have it. And that is audio song recording, in which we can record audio files. And bear in mind that the audio is, let's go back to it. Go to menu, audio record format. You can't change that, but the audio record format is automatically set to WAV. Oh, let's just get out of that. We don't want to record. There we go. But that is audio recording, but you only have quick recording as an option. Unfortunately, you don't get multi-recording like you do on Genos. But still, a really cool feature regardless. And it's been going on with many keyboards in the past. I remember audio recording first introduced in Tyros 2 with the hard disk audio recorder. Although you don't actually get you don't actually have audio recorder when you first get the Tyros 2 back in the day. You had to get an optional hard drive to be able to unlock the option to do audio recording. So that's a little bit of trivia. So there you go, and that is audio recording. Okay, so now the next thing that I'm going to show you, and that is crossfader, in which you can crossfade between two songs. So on the screen here, you have MIDI for song A and audio for song B. Now, if we go to them, we can't actually change between audio and MIDI. I know you can on Genos, but it looks to me like that's not an option for the SX920. And if I remember, I don't think it was an option for the SX900 as well. So song A will always be MIDI and song B will always be audio. Okay, so when it comes to MIDI songs, let me just do you the examples that I've done when I done my MIDI song recordings, because I didn't go back to them after showing the example of the MIDI record. So let's find it. Quick MIDI example, that's the first one. And then we have multi-MIDI, example number 1. It automatically plays when the first song ends. And finally, multi-MIDI example 2 with style backing. Okay, so I thought I'd show those examples again, as I forgot to do them at the end of the MIDI recording part of the video. Okay, so with the crossfader, so we do need to assign it to a so let's just use one of the live control knobs and we shall assign it. So we just direct access, go to assign. We're going to do knob 1. It's currently set to filter. We go to mixer. Yeah, go to mixer. And here we should have MIDI slash audio song balance. So it's like a crossfade between two songs. Okay, so I will show that to you. Now, with the Genos and Tyros 5, we have a crossfader slider. So it's about here on the Genos, but it's up there with the Tyros 5. And with the crossfader, you can cross between MIDI and audio, or two audio files, but you can't do two MIDI files. But on the SX920 and I think 900, you can only have MIDI here and audio there. So you can't have two audio or audio and MIDI. It's just strictly MIDI and audio. Okay, so we are going to select our songs. So that's MIDI, and then we're going to select audio. Let's see here. Which one did we do for the... Oh, we're going to do that one. Okay, so now we have on here MIDI and audio, and now we just play them back. We'll play them at the same time. Okay, just going to reset them. Notice that the other song was playing in the background, so we do need to do the live control knob to the right and left rather. And now we press these two so that the songs play simultaneously. And now we use the live control to crossfade between two songs. So there you have it, and that is the crossfader, in which we can crossfade between two songs, one MIDI and one audio. And we go to assign and select it here, MIDI/audio song balance. So I'm not going to keep it to that setting. I just did it as an example for the purpose of this video. So I'm just going to put it back to its default assigned setting. So that is crossfade, where you can crossfade between two songs, one MIDI and one audio, but it's quite limited on the SX keyboards, because on the Tyros and Genos you can have two audio, a MIDI and audio, but you can't have two MIDI files playing at the same time. So that is crossfader. Okay, so now the next thing that I'm going to show you, and that is multipad creator, in which we can create our own multipads. Now on the PSR-SX920 we have, I believe, 500 preset multipad banks, but we can create our own multipad banks. So I will show that to you. So we just go to menu, go to page 2, menu 2, and then we go to multipad creator. Now on the screen we have MIDI multipad recording and audio link multipad. So what I'm going to do first is that I'm going to do a couple of examples of the MIDI multipad recording. Then after doing that, then I'll show the audio link multipad. So let's just go to MIDI multipad recording. And as you can see, it's got the one of the preset multipad banks. On the top right hand of the screen, we just tap on this icon, new, and then that makes an empty multipad bank, a new bank in which we can start creating multipads ourselves. So what I'm going to do first is that I'm going to select my tempo, put it at an appropriate tempo. I am going to select my sound, which is of course the one I want, the pop drum kit. Okay, so we just press record and metronome, and now the keyboard waits for us to play and it will start recording. Okay, it's not recorded, unless we have to have the comp turned on for this example. So let's just do that again. Okay. Okay, now we should have that. But I'm going to do that again because I know it's not perfect timing, and unfortunately when it comes to multipad creator you don't have a quantize function, which is unfortunate because with quantize, it makes everything in perfect time. So I am going to go ahead and do that again. I'm going to press the metronome. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now it should sound a little bit better. And that's our multipad bank. And now, for the first example, I am going to press repeat so that it repeats itself over and over. Okay, but I'm going to stop that for a moment, and I'm going to go ahead and go to step edit to make it so that it's precisely 2 bars long. And then I'm going to alter that and making sure that it ends at precisely, hopefully you can see it on the screen, that you can change with the step edit. I'm going to make it so that it stops precisely at the last bit of bar 2. So now it should be precisely 2 bars long. That's better, it sounds better. Now the good thing about step edit is that you can change notes, or if you was to make a mistake, you can correct notes, change notes, you can add other notes as well. So I will show that to you after showing like the examples of the multipads. Also applies to songs and styles as well. Okay, so we've got our first one recorded and it's on repeat. Now for the next one, we're just going to do a guitar sound. So we're just going to do a simple acoustic guitar. Bear with me, I'm just going to find the sound. Let's just go to Legacy for this example. We're just going to do like a steel guitar. So maybe do something like this. Okay, so now we're going to press record and the keyboard waits for us to play. Oh, better turn on the metronome. And then we stop, and now we got our we want to have it on repeat, and also we want to have it on chord match, so it matches the chords when playing the accompaniment. I'm going to go to step edit and making sure that it ends at precisely at the last number of bar 2, so that it's in perfect timing when it comes to finishing a bar. Let's just do that, and there we go. So now okay, that'll do. But let me just turn on a comp, because now it should match the chord. Okay, so that's our drums and guitar. We'll stop that. We're going to go and record another one. Let me just think of another sound. maybe do something like a percussion, like a maybe a vibraphone. So maybe do something like this. Okay, just something nice and simple. And now we just press record. The keyboard waits for us to play. Okay. And I'll do exactly as I done before. Just put the numbers at precisely at the very end of bar 2. There we go. So now it should be in time. Well, not precisely in time because of, you know, there's no quantize. We're going to have that on repeat, and we're also going to have a chord match on that too. Okay, one more example, the multipad. Let me just think of a sound. Let's just do a bass sound. No, we don't want any synth bass. Like... something just, you know, simple like that. Okay, so we're going to do the last one. Okay, we're going to stop that. And do exactly as before. Put it at the very end of bar 2. Okay, so now, oh, didn't mean to do that. There we go, step edit. Again, we're going to have that chord match and repeat. So now we got our bass. And now we've got all of our multipads recorded. And now it should all sound like this. So once you're happy with everything, just simply select save. Save here. And we give it a name. And there you go. And that is our multipad recorded. A multipad that's on repeat, and all the instruments like guitars and other ones like guitar, bass and vibraphone, I've set them on chord match. Because let me just show you quick. Let's just take off guitar, for example. So that's off chord match. So now it should sound like this. Everything else is on chord match except for the guitar. Notice that the guitar sound was a fixed note. Close without... We've already saved it anyway, so there we go. And that's our... Perfect. Well, I'm happy with that. And then let me just do one more example. And this time I'm not going to do any repeat or chord match. It's just going to be a simple, a one-off sort of multipad. So again, I'm just going to go through the drums. This time, let's just do a rock kit. Oh. Okay, so I'm just going to do a 2 bars long. I'm just going to press record and metronome. So here we go. And that's all we need. And let's do a bass. Let's just turn it. So let's just okay, I'm happy with that. And now the keyboard waits for us to play. Okay, now number 3. We're going to select a electric guitar. Yeah, for some reason you can't use super articulation voices within the multipad, so I have to go ahead and go through the legacy. That'll do. It doesn't really matter because it's just an example. Okay, so we just press record. The keyboard waits for us to play. So now I've got this. Oh. Okay, so this is where the step edit comes in, because I know I made a little bit of a wrong note. So we just go to step edit. See, that F note, I've made a mistake. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and delete that note. So now it should sound like this. Notice that there wasn't any wrong notes, because although I did make a wrong note, I have deleted it. And also with the step edit, you can change the volume for each note, or you can change the note. You can change the volume. And other things that you can change within the voice edit. Sorry, not voice edit, sorry. Step edit. Okay, so what have we got so far? Okay, let me just do step edit on the bass, because I feel that's the bass. Oh, what's that G note? Doesn't matter. I thought it was a... Oh, hang on, that's a wrong note as well. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. So that's a little bit of the step edit, as well as the showing us styles. Let's see here. Yeah, hopefully you can hear the bass. I know it's a bit quiet. Okay, so one more example with the just a one phrase multipad, no repeat, no chord match. So let me just think of a sound. Well, maybe do like an organ sound. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. here we go. Oh, do you know what I went and done? I accidentally, that should have been pad 4. Okay, never mind. That was my fault. So I'll have to do that pad 2 again with the bass. There we go. There we go. Organ should have been number 4. Okay, let's do that again, shall we? And there we go. Now let's play them all together. And once you're happy with everything, we're just going to go to save. Give our new bank a name. Okay. And there we go. And that is our multipad saved. So here we go. Here's example, which is all multipads recorded here. They're on chord match and repeat. And example 2 is just a single phrase multipad. So there you go. And that is Multipad Creator, in which we can create our own multipad banks. Okay, so now the next thing that I'm going to show you, and that is Multipad Audio Link. So I will do exactly what I did before. Go to the menu 2, Multipad Creator, but this time go to Audio Link Multipad. And it says audio data cannot be linked to a MIDI multipad. Do you want to create a new audio link multipad bank? We select OK. But before I do that, there is some like audio that is on my USB stick that I would like to copy onto the user section. So I'll find that. I do have a few examples that I'm going to show you. It's exactly what I showed you on the Genos 2. So I'm just going to copy these. There I've got, there's a couple that I've downloaded from the internet. Royalty-free audio files. There we go. We have Atari, Arpeggio, Sisters Voices. And this is something I've done myself. That I recorded myself. I've used my Korg M1. We've got the M1 organ and M1 piano. I'm going to copy them. I'm going to copy them over to user. There we go. And now I'm going to go back to the audio link multipad. And you don't need to do any playing. All you need to do is just put the audio files on this here multipad audio link bank. You can have up to 4. We select one. We're going to go for, let's see, Atari Arpeggio. So that's on there. That's pretty cool. Okay, and next I'm going to go to Sisters Voices, which sounds like this. And now this one, number 3, we're going to go for M1 piano. This is something I've done myself, recording on my Korg M1, so that I can use this for this example. For those of you that are familiar, these are exactly the same audio files I demonstrated you when I was doing the Audio Link multipad on Genos 2. So here's the M1 piano. Okay, now finally, we're going to select M1 organ, which sounds like this. And we have audio level, which is basically a volume. So if you put it down to its lowest, it doesn't cut the volume entirely. So that's all there is to it with the multipad audio link. Once you're happy with your audio files, we are going to select save, go to save here, give your audio link multipad a name, which is what I'm currently doing now. There we go, that's the audio link example. Press OK. And now we have our audio link multipad with the audio files that we have selected. But here's something that, let me just press these, because I've noticed that you can only play one audio multipad at once. You can only play one multipad. Sorry, you can only play one audio multipad with these 4 buttons on the Genos 2. But as far as I know, because when I demonstrated it on Genos 2, it seems to me like I could only play one audio multipad and that's it. But on the SX920, you can have them, you can play multiple ones. So let's just take these 2 M1 sounds, for example. So that's amazing that on the SX keyboard you seem to be able to play multiple audio files with the multipad, whereas on Genos 2 you can only play one. Correct me if I'm wrong, like maybe they've done an update and now you can play multiple audio multipads on the Genos 2. So like if I press one of these and then I go and press another, it would cut the previous audio file that it was playing. So that's our audio file. And we'll do these 2 at the same time. So there you go, and that is Audio Link Multipad, in which we can take our audio files and store them into these 4 multipad buttons, 1 audio file for each multipad. And just to bear in mind that the audio files will have to be in WAV format. Okay, so now the next thing that I'm going to show you, and I probably should have showed it, when I was doing a demonstration of the audio recording, and that is the audio player. So I will show that to you. So basically the audio player functions. So we just go to player with this button here with the song. I know we've got a player for MIDI and a player for audio, but I'm going to show you some of the functions of the audio. So we're just going to select our audio. So I'm going to select the Korg M1 piano. For this example. Okay, so we got the V cancel, time stretch, pitch shift, and AB repeat, which I will show you. Okay, so we got the V cancel, so I'll show that to you. So, it's basically vocal cancel, but basically what it is that if you have any songs, it cancels out the vocals, but I don't have any songs on here with vocals. So let me just show you that quick. It kind of sounds different when I press it. So basically, if you have a song and the singing will be cancelled, so it basically cuts out the vocal, which is useful if you want to do a karaoke. And now we have time stretch, in which we can speed up the audio. So here's time stretch. So the minimum is 70% and the maximum is 160%. Let's just put that back to normal now. Oh, put it back to 100%. So that's the time stretch in which you can speed up or slow down the audio. And now we have pitch shift, which is basically like a transpose. So I'll show that to you. So I'll press play and you can change the transpose of the audio. And it doesn't change the speed either. Goes up to 12 to -12. And the good thing about the pitch shift is that it doesn't alter the speed of the tempo of the audio. And that's where the time stretch comes in. Okay, so that's the pitch shift, which is basically a transpose for audio files. It applies to all audio files. And finally, we have the AB repeat. Now, the good thing about AB repeat is that if there's a certain part of a song that you would like to learn and you're finding it hard, you can loop that bit over and over. So, as the song plays, the moment I press the AB repeat, the loop will start at that part of the song. So I press it now, and we press B. Oh, let's do that again. Let's just do that again. So let's just say I want to learn this bit and this bit. So it just keeps looping at that part of the song. Or let's just say that I want to learn this bit and this bit. Oh. So it just keeps looping, which is pretty useful if there's like a song that you want to learn and there's a certain bit that you really want to learn. So the loop function is really useful. The AB repeat. Okay, and now finally with the audio, this here button here is the loop. So I've selected it. So the song that I'm playing will just keep looping itself over and over. And there you go, it loops itself again. And then as I press this again, the song will no longer be looped. So as soon as the song stops, the audio stops. So there you go. And that is the audio player function, in which we have vocal cancel if we have any audio files with vocals on them, time stretch to speed up the audio, pitch shift to transpose the audio, and the A-B repeat so that we can loop a certain part of our audio, and finally the loop icon, in which we can keep looping the same song over again. So that is audio player functions. Okay, so now the next thing that I'm going to show you, and that is style creator, in which we can create our own styles. Now within the style categories of the PSR-SX920, we have altogether 575 preset styles, but we can go beyond the preset and create our own. So I will show that to you. So we just go to menu, and menu 2, and we're going to go to style creator. And there's our style, but what we're going to do is that we're going to initialize style. Notice that these LEDs will turn off because we're going to initialize that style, and there we go. And the only button that's turned on, that's lighting up, is variation A. So this is where we can make our own style from scratch. So I will show that to you. So we can choose our selections. So for this example, I am going to just select main A. For this example of the style creator, I am going to do main A and fill in A, because everything I do will also work for main A, B, C and D, fill in A, B, C and D, break, intro 1, 2 and 3, and ending 1, 2 and 3. And the pattern length, it's currently set to 1 bar, but surprisingly, let's go to the bar. There we go. Each variation can be a maximum of 128 bars long. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot of bars. So basically, if you was to make a style based on a particular song, you could actually make an entire song style using just one variation, because the pattern length can be a maximum of 128 bars long. So that's pretty cool. But for this example, I'm only going to have this set to 2 bars long. And then we're going to eventually build up our style. So we're just going to go to record channel, and this is where we record our own parts. It's currently set to rhythm. But I'm going to change that sound. Let's see here. I'm going to change it to rock drum kit. So all we need to do is just build up our style. And since we don't have anything recorded yet, not even the drums, but that's the first thing I'm going to do, I am going to press the metronome. The tempo is set. Let's see, I'm going to turn down the tempo a bit. Oh, yeah, that'll do, 115. So let me just practice what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. Let's just put it. It's currently it's not recording yet. So we just press sync start, and then the keyboard waits for us to play. We can add parts afterwards, which I will show to you. Okay, so that's the first part. And then we go to channel edit, and we are going to quantize that. And I believe that note is 16, but we can change it into all sorts of like different notes. But we're going to quantize it into 16 because that's the most common quantize setting. So we're going to go to execute. So now our rhythm should be in good timing. That sounds so much better. But we can also add other little bits to our style. So how about I do a cowbell? So we just press start when we, and here we go. And we'll quantize that again because we've got our cowbell. Go back to record channel, and let's see, shall we add another piece of the rhythm? So maybe this. You probably won't be able to see it on the video. So let's do that. Quantize. Okay, so that's our main drums. That's all recorded and quantized, and now it's in perfect timing. Let's see here, shall we'll add something to rhythm 1. We hold that down, and then we just, now the rhythm 1 is set to record. And we're just going to find let's find another drum kit. Let's see here. Rock drum kit. So, or maybe a different drum kit sound actually. How about a vintage open? Oh, let's go back. And now we just wait, we just sync start, and the keyboard waits for us to play, or we can just press start stop. Let's see, ready? Here we go. So far, so good. And now for the bass. This is where we go to the style file format edit. But we'll more to that once I record the next bit, the bass. There we go. That's not the sound we want. We want a bass sound. Yeah, something just as simple as that. So we just press sync start. The keyboard waits for us to play. I know you can't hear the bass much, but we'll come to that. Okay. Oh, and also for the star file edit, the source root called. Oh, yeah, because when you put a preset style onto Style Creator and press the start stop button, it plays in a C major 7 chord. But what I'm going to do here, I'm going to leave that as is, but you can change those notes. I go to NTR NNT, and it says here root trans, which is basically the root transpose. And we're going to, is like guitar, if you was doing like guitar sounds, like mainly effectively like acoustic guitar. We are going to set it to root fixed. Melody, chord. Okay. We're going to set that to root fixed. Okay, now we're going to select another sound. I'm going to go to chord 1. If it lets me. There we go. I am going to select an electric guitar sound for this here example. Let me just find one. That's the thing about when a keyboard has so many sounds and you need to just try and find that precise one. Hang on, I'm going to turn up the octave. There we go. Turn up the octave. That's better. Going to turn on sustain. That's all I'm going to do. So we just press sync start and the keyboard waits for us to play. Press quantize. Make sure that's set to root fixed. Okay, I'm going to do a couple more examples. I'm going to do a pad and then I'm going to do a phrase. So we have chord 1, but we can also add another chord. Pad and then phrase 1 and phrase 2. Okay, so the next example, I'm going to do a pad sound. So we just hold down record on that, press, we're going to go to a pad sound. Yep, that sound would do. And we just press sync start. The keyboard waits for us to play. Quantize. So it's on quantize. Go to the style file format edit. Root. We're going to select root fixed. Okay, we're going to do one more example within this style creator, and then I'm going to add fill-in. I'm going to do a fill-in. Sorry. Okay, so phrase 1. Let's see here. What shall we? Let's go to phrase 1. But maybe we can just do like an organ sound. It doesn't matter, just like a. Well, not that sound in particular, but we will find one. So how about? Okay, we'll just do that. We'll just do that one, and we'll. Yep, that'll do. And now the keyboard waits for us to play. And then we will quantize that, execute. And go to the, there we go, roots fixed. There we go. So, that's it with variation A, 2 bars long, 6 channels recorded, and now our style sounds like this. I know some channels sound louder than others, but we'll get to the part where we can adjust volume for each channel after I do the filling. Okay, so that's the main variation done. So let's just go back to basic, and this time I am going to go to filling A. Then we're going to go to record, go to our, so I'm not going to record anything yet, I'm just going to do a, see, oh, hang on, let me just turn up the octave. Okay, so something like this. Hang on, let's try and, yeah. Now, with the fillings, go back to basic. Notice that the pattern length section is disabled because a filling can only be 1 bar long. So I'm going to go ahead. Okay. Well, I'm ready. I'll turn on metronome so I can. Oh, let's do that again. Let's just delete that and do that again. Okay. That's our filling. We're going to quantize that. That's perfect so far. And now, with a lot of the preset styles, we have a filling every time. We have a crash cymbal sound every time a filling ends. Now, in order to add that, we just go back to record channel. We are going to go to step edit, and the step edit, just like I showed you on the multipad creator. Like the same thing applies to style creator. I'm just going to add a crash cymbal. So if we just go to here, we go to insert, and there you go. And that inserts the same sound as this one. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change it into a crash cymbal. Very simple. And then we're going to make it so that it plays at the very end of the filling. There we go. And go back out of step edit. And we should now have a crash cymbal at the end of the filling. Oh. Oh, what have I done? Oh, no. Okay, that's all right, because we just have to... Oh, it's because there we go. I forgot to select notes, that's why. And now we should have a crash cymbal at the end of the filling. That's better. We won't bother doing rhythm 1. We'll do bass. The same one as before. So maybe just do just a simple, just a one note bass. We're going to go and quantize that. Oh, not dynamics. Quantize, execute, and go to style, file, format, edit, making sure that it's in root fixed. Go back to record channel. And now we're going to do like, we won't do as many with the fill-in. So let's just do the same guitar sound as before. But maybe just do. Here we go. Let's do that one again quickly. Okay. That's all I need to do. Quantize. Yep. So, yep. And go to style, file, format. There we go to root fixed. Okay. Let's just do the pad sound again. It seems to be quicker doing it with the fill-in. Okay, so all it is just do exactly as before. Quantize, make sure the SFF edit is set to root fixed. Go back to record, and we're going to do phrase 1 again, just like before. We're going to select the organ sound we used before. Or let me just think here. Okay, I think we yeah, that'll do. So we just press sync start. The keyboard waits for us to play. Okay, I quantize that. Make sure the SFF edit set to root fixed. And there you go. And that is our fill-in complete. So let me just go through with what I've done. So here is main A. And fill-in A. I think that's come along really perfect. Okay, where are we? Let's go back to main A. Okay, so I'm happy with the style, everything. I can save it anytime, but I do want to add some insertion effects to my style. So let's go to mixer. We go to style. Oh, hang on. Chorus reverb. That's it. And then we go. Then we go to style. Oh no, effect. Sorry, I'm kind of forgetting myself here. So, let's see. And this is where we can assign our DSP effects. So everything is currently set to off. We can add 4 insertion effects to our style. So it could be 4 parts of a style, or maybe multiple DSP effects in a channel. So I'll show that to you. So insertion effect, we are going to turn that on. We're going to select chord 1, and we're going to select distortion. Yep, that'll do. And we can actually add another. We can actually add another DSP effect to the same part. So this time, where are we? If I can find one, I'm thinking of a wah effect. So let's see here. Try this. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And yes, you can add like different ones as well. Say, for example, maybe go to pad and maybe add, let's see here, maybe add a chorus effect. So that's the insertion effects. But since we've added some insertion effects, notice now that some channels sound louder than others. Let's see here. The insertion effects, the good thing is that it also applies to the fill-in, so we don't have a problem with that. Okay, so now we've set our insertion effects. So we've added some DSP effects onto certain parts of the style, and now we're going to go to pan and volume. This is where we can adjust the volume for each part of our style. So some of them do sound louder than others, so we will adjust that. Okay, so that's the some of the volumes. Yep, the volume has been adjusted. I know it's hard to try and get like the precise volume to make it perfect. I know it can be hard sometimes. But that'll do for now as an example. Notice if I go to fill in, it's at full volume because I do need to adjust the volume for the fill-in as well. So yeah, this can be quite time consuming, having to alter the volume for each part, like each variation, each fill-in, ending, etc. But we are going to go ahead and do it. We're just going to, let's see here, we're just going to match the volume exactly what it was with variation A. So 73, 74. And bass was set to 80. Guitar was set to 53. pad was set to 51, and then finally phrase 1 was set to 76. So 51. So now, the main filling, well, except for rhythm 1, because I haven't recorded anything on rhythm 1 within the filling, but everything else is at the exact same volume, exact same DSP effects which I've chosen. So, and now our style should sound like this. Okay, so before I save the style that I created, let me just go through some like channel edits. Like we have groove, if you want to change like the groove, like you got that original 8 beats and whatnot. I know that on previous videos, like let's see, my PSR-740 for instance, I have showed the groove and dynamics. So groove, dynamics, so that you can change the groove and the dynamics of a style. So for example, you could change a 16-beat ballad into a sort of a hip-hop beat, for instance. And quantize, I've already demonstrated that. Velocity, bar copy. Yeah, I won't go through like too much. But these are like just a different bar clear remove event and the style file format edit. Depending on, it also depends on the sounds that you play. Like if you was to play a guitar sound and it was emulating somebody strumming a guitar, then it would be, you have to choose something like different, which I won't go through. It's like, yeah, root fix, like for example, guitar, stroke, arpeggio, and so on. I hope that hasn't no, at least that hasn't changed anything. Okay, so that's my style completed. I only did variation A and filling A. What I demonstrated here also applies to intro 1, 2 and 3, variation A, B, C and D, filling A, B, C and D, break, but the fillings and the break can only be 1 bar long, and ending 1, 2 and 3. They work for all of those. Let's see here, go to basic, break. Yeah, just like the filling, break is just, it can only be 1 bar long. Okay, so once you're happy with everything, we're going to save our style. Don't mind that, it says style creator example. That was something I did on my SX900 when I had it. So for this one, I'm just going to call this one example. This is the example of the style creator on the SX920 this time. Go to example. And there you go. And that is our style completed and saved. Let's just exit out of that. So now our style should sound like this, considering that I've done root fixed for all of the chords and everything. So now it should sound like this. So there you go. And that is Style Creator, in which you can create your very own styles from scratch. I know this part of the video is quite long. It's like nearly 35 minutes long of showing the Style Creator, but I just wanted to go through like the precise examples of Style Creator so that you can make some great styles yourself. Okay, so now the next thing that I'm going to show you, and that is style assembly, in which we can take channel parts from different styles to make a completely new style. Though you haven't recorded it yourself, you just took parts from different styles. So I will show that to you. So I'm just going to go and select a style. Let's take this one, for example, 70s hard rock. Okay, we'll take this style, for example. We go to menu, menu 2, and exactly as I did before, Style Creator, but we're not going to be creating a completely new style from scratch as I did previously. I will be going to the assembly, but thought I'd show you something quickly, something I didn't show on the Style Creator. Let's see here. I'm going to show the groove and dynamics. So let's see here. This is where we can like change the groove of the beat and the dynamics of the style. We can change the dynamics as well. And we can expand, boost and cut. Oh yeah, it applies to all channels. We'll close that, we'll change the groove. Oh, I didn't mean to, I forgot to press execute. Then groove. There you go, notice the drums have changed, the beat. Okay, so that's just the groove and dynamics. I thought I'd quickly show you that. Let's just go back to the style. There we go. We'll go to menu, Style Creator, and this time we're going to go to Style Assembly, in which we can take channel parts from different styles. So first of all, let's just do like rhythm 2. Let's see here. But we can also change the main variations as well. So let's see here. I'm going to take the drum sound from another style. And with this we can change it to, say, from main C to main A, or main D, or fill in. Okay, let's just say that I want to select a bass from a different style. Maybe select main D. They'll sound the same to me. Or let's see here, chord 1. Or maybe change that to main A. Let's change chord 2. Don't think it made much. That's okay. This is just a quick example of the... But not only that, we can change like rhythm to rhythm 1, for example. So... And the others, we can change to bass, chord 1, chord 2, pad, phrase 1 or phrase 2. Let's add some phrases. Yeah. Maybe I want to add, say, main B. But it seems like it sounds the same. But that's okay, because this is just an example of the style assembly in which you can take channel parts from all of the 575 styles, and you can make your own style simply by adding channel parts from other styles and assemble them to, say, for example, create your own style without having to record creating your own styles, if that makes sense. You're just taking parts from different styles. So let's see here, phrase 2. Let's take this. Let's take. Oh. And I can't hear anything on phrase 2. So what I'm going to do is select a different. Let's say chord 1, for instance. I can't really hear anything. Oh, let's try main D. Oh, yeah, I can hear it. Okay, so that's the style assembly, and I've changed the styles with like different channels of some different styles as well. So it tells you the styles names in which you've taken that part from. Like I took chord 1 from synth electro, I took phrase 1 main D, phrase 1 main C on 80s classic rock, and so on. So you can take channel parts from different styles, and you can make a completely new style simply just by taking channel parts from the preset styles. Also works with user styles that you've created yourself, but this is just an example of how the style assembly works. So once you're happy with everything, we're going to go to save here, give our style assembly a name, and then OK. And there you go. And that is our style assembly created. So let me just go to the style I've altered. So this is the original. And this is our style assembly. Using this style, and this is the same style, but it's all been assembled from channel parts of different styles. Notice it sounds the same as the preset style. But when I go to variation C, everything will change. Because all I did was change, yeah, it says main C, but you can choose like main A, B, C, D, fill in 1, 2, and fill in A, B, C, D, etc. But all I did was change parts for main C, as I did on this example. You can do it with intros, fill-ins, everything. So there you go. And that is style assembly, in which we can take channel parts from different styles, from existing styles. Yeah, we can do existing styles. We can take channel parts from existing styles to, say for example, sort of build and create your own style using channel parts from all sorts of different styles. Doesn't just apply to preset styles, also applies to user styles or styles that you've created yourself. Okay, so now the last thing that I'm going to show you on the fourth and final part of the tutorial of the Yamaha PSR-SX920 keyboard, and that is how to install expansion packs. So I will show that to you. Okay, so first of all, we go to menu. We go menu 2. We then go to expansion. And also just a quick pointer that the SX720 and SX920 already has, when you first buy it, already has pre-installed expansion content. So these will already be there when you buy the keyboard from new. So we go back to expansion, and now we need to export our instrument info. So we go to export instrument info, execute exporting, connect a USB flash drive. Starting the operation will stop playback of the song or other data. We just select OK. I know it already exists, but I'm just showing this for the purpose of this video. Okay, we select OK. Okay, so now exporting has been completed. It has been saved as the file name, this here, to the root directory of the USB flash drive. So we now select OK. Our instrument info has been exported to a USB stick. We then put that USB stick onto a computer, in which we import it onto Yamaha Expansion Manager to start installing expansion packs onto the keyboard. And also just a quick pointer that the export instrument info, so this is the instrument info of my SX920. So if I try to install expansion packs onto another SX920 using my SX920's instrument info, it will not work. The expansion packs will only work on one keyboard. So for example, this keyboard, the SX920. If I tried it on another SX920, it will not work. Okay, so I'm now going to take you to my computer, where I'll be going through Yamaha Expansion Manager to import my instrument info and start selecting packs to create a file so that I can install them onto the PSR-SX920. So here is Yamaha Expansion Manager on my computer. Okay, so now I have directed you to my computer. So we're currently on my computer now, and we have got here Yamaha Expansion Manager to install the expansion packs. Now, you must make sure you download the latest version of Yamaha Expansion Manager so that it can support the PSR SX720 and SX920. So that's what I've done. And also make sure you have your USB stick connected to your computer with your PSR SX720 or 920 instrument info, as I showed you earlier on. Okay, so we just go to the install target. It's currently set on Genos 2. So we're just going to go to import instrument info. I'm going to go to my, where are we? Where is it? PC. There we go, this PC. And then I'm going to go to the USB drive. And here should be PSR-SX920 instrument info. So we just tap that and go to open. And now, as you can see here, we have the PSR-SX920. It's currently loading. There we go. And now, these are still ticked, but I always wondered if a Genos expansion pack would actually work with an SX920 or 720. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to untick the others because I don't need them. I'm going to untick them. I am going to load more on there, but I'm just going to untick the ones I don't need. Okay, so actually, you know what, choir and vocals, no, but I am going to leave vintage synth just to check if that would work on the SX920. Okay, so we go to my packs, and in order to add expansion packs, we go to import pack, and make sure you download them on the Yamaha website. I have go to, because I put them in documents, and here we have Yamaha PSR-SX920 expansion packs. So this time I'm just going to go to Eurodance, go to open, and then that should appear on Expansion Manager. So it's just loading the files. We're going to do a couple more examples after that, because I'm going to import packs onto Expansion Manager. Just waiting for it to load up. There you go, it's on there. Okay, we're going to install another. This time we're going to go for Entertainer. There we go, it's starting to import the pack data. So we just wait whilst Expansion Manager does that. Just a moment now. Okay, so that's another expansion pack imported, and now I'm going to do one more. This time I'm going to go for 340 pack sound from PSR 340, a really old keyboard. I used to have one of those, but I sold it. There you go, that didn't take long. Okay, and now we go back to PSR SX920. Hopefully you can see it. It's at the top left of the screen here. That's the SX920. Okay, so now we will tick the expansion packs we want. So we want the 340. We want Entertainer, Eurodance, and also this vintage synth, because even though that's a Genos pack, I'm going to select it in the hopes that it will work on the SX920. Okay, so we've selected our packs. We've selected the PSR 340, Entertainer, Eurodance, and vintage synth. So now we are going to go to save as pack installation, and we are going to save it as a pack. Okay, so this is where okay, so I'm going to go to my PC, if I can find, there you go, no, sorry, USB drive, because that's where I am going to install it. And the file name, PSR-SX920 pack install data. And then let me just tell you something real quick about the file types. On here, hopefully you can see it. It says pack quick installation file. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but that is only applicable if you're only installing one pack. Now, if you're installing multiple packs, you must go to pack installation file, CPI. And that's if you are going to install multiple packs. So I think it's CPI. Yep, CPI, because the quick installation file is if you only have one pack. But I've selected 4 packs, so therefore multiple packs. Okay, so we go to save, and it says on here, if you select full installation, the installation time will be longer. Are you sure you want to save a full installer? Yes. Complete installation may not be possible if there is not enough space available in the instrument's user drive. We select OK. Okay, so now it's making the pack installation file. So yes, the quick installation file is if you was only selecting one pack. But if you want, you do the other installation file if you selected multiple packs. So for this instance, I have selected 4 expansion packs. Okay, it's now saving the pack installation file. Depending on how many expansion packs you install, this could be a quick process, or it could take longer. Okay, so now it says here, the pack installation file has been created. Formatting upon the installation of pack data on an instrument can take about 20 minutes. Please wait until formatting has finished before turning off the instrument. We select OK. And that is our pack, or multiple packs, completed, and a file has been created, which is basically all those expansion packs that I've selected in one pack. So that's the procedure of the Yamaha Expansion Manager. Now we will go back to the keyboard in which I will install these packs. Okay, so that was the Yamaha Expansion Manager, in which I've imported my instrument data onto Manager. I selected the expansion packs that I wanted to create, and yes, and so on. So now the expansion packs that I've selected are now installed on my USB stick as one big pack. So it's basically 4 expansion packs in one, which I've done. Okay, so now we move back to menu 2. We go to expansion, and this time we go to pack installation. And bear in mind that any expansion packs we install on this keyboard, the pre-installed content will be deleted. So we go here, and this time we go to PSR-SX920 pack install data. It says on here, start installing. Save all the data currently being edited before starting. The data will be lost if you start installing without saving it. We select OK. And it says here, all the expansion contents will be deleted. Continue. That includes like the pre-installed contents that I showed you earlier on. We go to OK. Start installing. OK. Now formatting. Okay, so now the USB stick is now installing the expansion packs on the keyboard. As I said earlier, it could take a long time. It depends on how many expansion packs you have selected. But if it's only a few packs, then it could be quick. Or if it's like loads of packs, then this procedure could take a bit longer. At the moment, it's reasonable, since I've not chosen that many packs. So we just wait for the keyboard to do its thing. And since I've only selected 4 packs, this shouldn't take long. I've also selected on Expansion Manager a pack that is for Genos, or Genos 2 should I say. But I've done it on the SX920 just to see if it works. If it doesn't work, that's no biggie, but it's good to check these things just in case. Okay, we're almost done now. Should hopefully be any second now. And there we go, completed. It did take a few minutes, but the reason why it was quicker is because, yeah, it took longer than I thought. So I decided to speed up that part of the video. So although it was quick because I sped the video up, but it did take a few minutes. Okay, so that's completed. And now my expansion packs that I've selected should be installed. So let's just go to, say, Style, and we go to Expansion. And there we go. Vintage Synth, Genos, Eurodance, Entertainer, and 340. Let's try out the Vintage Synth from Genos. So let's see here. Does it work? Well, it seems to work. And all the sounds are there as well. Let's go through the sounds. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to do that one. Sounds are there as well. Okay, so not all of them, but some. It seems to me like some Genos packs will work on the SX920. So that's pretty cool. And then we have like the Eurodance pack on there as well. Go back to Style. We have them on there as well. Or let's go through to PSR-340. There we go. We got some. Now this is from an old keyboard. So there you go. And that is how you install expansion packs. Now, one more thing before I go. Go back to menu. We go to expansion. Now, if for any reason you want to restore the pre-installed expansion contents that are already built in on the keyboard when you buy it, because any expansion packs you install will erase any other expansion pack that's on there. Now, if you want to go back to the pre-installed content that you get with the keyboard, we just simply tap Restore Pre-installed Expansion Contents. But upon doing that, the expansion packs that I've installed will be erased. And then what that does is that it pre-installs the factory content. So it's currently executing, and since it's like pre-installed content, this shouldn't take long. Well, come to think of it, it's actually taking longer than I thought. So once again, the video will be sped up now. Okay, so that's now been completed. Yes, it took a lot longer than I thought. It took about nearly 5 minutes. But no, it seemed as if it was quicker because I've sped that part of the video. Okay, so that's completed. So we just tap OK. And go back to the menu. And there we go. Expansion packs. All the preloaded expansion content has been reinstalled. But you can go back to your USB stick. You can install expansion packs and preload the factory expansion content as you want to do it. So that is how you install expansion packs. And to restore the pre-installed contents if you feel that you don't want those packs no more. But you can install like expansion packs at a later on date as you wish. Hopefully Yamaha will bring more expansion packs in the future, but we shall see. Okay, so this is now the end of the fourth and final part of the tutorial of the Yamaha PSR-SX920 keyboard. I do hope you have enjoyed this video, along with my other tutorial videos of the PSR-SX920 keyboard. Part 1, going through the basic functions. Part 2, going through the more in-depth functions. Part 3, going through the more advanced functions. And finally, Part 4, this video, the recording functionalities of the Yamaha PSR-SX920. So yeah, I do hope you have enjoyed these tutorials and that you have found it useful. If you have a PSR-SX920 or 720, or if you are thinking of buying one of those two keyboards. Thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for the next video, in which will be the first video of showing the voices.